Alright, so basically, when you're fighting in the HRE, you're gonna need armor. Cause see, go ahead, kill me real quick. 1, 2, 3. Takes 3 hits to kill me without armor. But if I put on a chainmail, a shield, and a helmet, go ahead, stab me until I die. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits. So with all this armor, it takes 4 hits for them to kill me. That's huge compared to 3, and especially because you have a shield. But if you have like, let's say you have a surcoat or something, probably don't. But if you have a surcoat, then it'll probably be 5 hits to kill. I don't have a surcoat, but alright, I'm gonna explain swords and spears. Alright, so swords, throughout the entirety of the sword, you can damage someone. So if I walk up to them like this, I can still damage them. If I stab them right here, I can still damage them. If I take out the spear, stab right here, it won't damage them. Right? And that sucks. But if I stab like this, it'll hit them, of course. And that's because the hitbox is on the end of the weapon, while with the sword, it's the entire weapon, except for the handle, of course. So we'll never use the spear. The spear is useless. The sword should be your primary weapon. It should be the only weapon that you really used ever. Mainly because it's really easy to hit people. Right click to put up your shield. That's like you can hold down right click, and if you let go, it'll go down. But if you press, if you're on PC, you press E, it'll just toggle, and you don't have to hold E, and it'll just sit like that. Now, it's good to put your shield up, because see, it stays like 50 right here, right? But if I put my shield up, it goes up. And it goes up until 100%. And when it's at 100%, it will, you can stab more, and also, here, hit me in the shield. If you get hit in the shield, you can take more. When you get hit in the shield, you lose stamina. Here, hit me in the shield. So you lost stamina right there. And I'll keep losing stamina until he stops stabbing. Here, go ahead, stop stabbing. And it's very important that you watch your stamina. If you let go of E, or if you let go of right click, or if you press E, your stamina will go back to 50. When you stab somebody's shield, it breaks you. See this? This means that you're open to be hit. Let's say we were fighting, and I hit his shield. He can stab me. See, I'm completely open. Now go ahead and try to stab me now. Now I can block him, because I have my shield up. And it's very important that you do not stab their shield and try to hit their back. See, down here it shows 50 stamina. This is the percentage of stamina that you have. If you were to take out your sword and stab for like a couple of seconds, you'll be really low. You'll be really low stamina. And the reason why you should make sure you look at stamina is that while you're out of stamina, you cannot put your shield up at all. And that's very important, because if your shield's not up, they can just stab you, right? And that sucks, because you can't defend yourself. If somebody has a bow and you are facing them with your shield, let's say I'm the guy that has the bow, you have your shield up, right? If I try to shoot you, I can't damage you at all. I can't hit you because your shield's up. Your shield will block my bow. If you are at an angle with someone, you can hit them from you can get hit from the side. So you wanna, if someone has a bow, you wanna stay like this to someone, like you're looking directly at them, because they can hit you from the sides. If your shield's on your back, you can block attacks. By doing that, you press C. I don't think you can do it on mobile, but on computer, you can just press C, and it'll go on your back, and you can defend yourself. Alright, so if you, one of the main things that you'll need to do before you even start to think about fighting is press escape, go to settings, turn on shift lock. And if you press shift, it'll lock you into this third person thing. You can zoom in and out and stuff. Or you could try fighting in first person, but that's very complicated and hard. If you're fighting in third person, you can see what's going on with your character, and it's a lot easier to play instead of doing this, which is really hard to control, because if you're trying to stab somebody and move around and stuff, it's really wonky. But if you are in a shift lock, it's really hard. It's a lot easier for you to fight someone, because you can circulate around them and do all kinds of cool things. Also, if you are, the first thing you should do is press, if you're on computer and if you're on mobile, you can go to performance stats, press turn it on. It'll show your ping. Now, if the server is around where you're at, it'll probably be 60 ping. If it's not, it'll probably be 140 or 200. And you do not, it's better to have lower ping than higher ping. Ping affects lots of things in combat. Like here, put your shield up, Mountain. If let's say you're in a battle and you're like this with someone, you can hit them. But if you're like this, you probably can't hit them. But if you're standing still, you can hit them. But with this ping, it'll make it harder to hit them, and the hitbox is smaller, so you have to hit them from here. Same thing for this side. You would normally be able to hit them right here, but now if you're fighting and you're moving around, you have to hit them from here. Also, if you do not want to use performance stats, it's like you have to go into settings and turn it on or off, and it's really honky. You can just press, if you're on a computer, Shift F3, and that'll bring up your ping right here. And it's really easy. In fact, is it more or less accurate? They're about the same. I prefer Shift F3 because it's faster and I can turn it on while fighting, right? And it's a lot easier because if you try to turn on performance stats, you have to stop, you have to go down here, then you can undo that and go back to fighting, and it's really hard and it's really honky. So I prefer this. And then we go to advanced things. It's very important that you know what your ping is, because if your ping is like 60, you can do more things. But if your ping is higher, like 100 or 200, you have less things that you can do. It's very limited on the things that you can do. When you're fighting someone, you have this you have lag, you have ping, and that's defined by Shift F3 or the performance stats up here. But the point is, if you are walking this way or that way, for everyone else, you're like over here or right here, right? And in order for them to hit you, they have to hit you right here, not right here. So when people stab over here and hit you, that's completely normal. But on your screen, it looks very confusing. There's also a there's a thing where, like, if you're going in a strafe, where basically, here, don't move. If you're moving to the left, like both of you are moving that way, and you're like this, and one of you goes on the inside and goes right behind them and tries to stab them, there's this thing, this is called death locking. And it's a very important thing to know, because it's one of the main parts of ping. If you have high ping, if you have like 200 or 140 ping average, if you're right here, you won't be able to hit them. But if you're like right here, you might, and here you will. But if you have 60 ping, you could probably hit them right here. If you're at 60 ping, you could definitely hit them right there, and 60 ping, of course, you can hit them right there. But the point is that you are, the ping makes it harder for you to hit them, because they're more back, more forward, and it's really complicated in that feature. But the point is, when you're like this and you're both backing up, that's deathlock, and you're both backing up and you're trying to hit each other. Now, on their screen, like I said before, if you were moving back, then you'd probably be over here. So for them, you'd probably be right here. So they're trying to stab you, and you're also trying to stab them. Now, if you're really close, that means that on their screen, you're really far. And that means it's easier for them to hit you, because their sword can reach you without hitting your shield. And if you are really close to them, or when you're on your screen, when you're close to them, it's harder for you to hit them, because their shield blocks you, because they're moving. Now, if you are far away, it's the complete opposite. For you, they're far away, duh. For them, you're like right here. So they could hit your shield and be stunned. Now, if you're kind of close, then that means they're also kind of close to you, and you could probably both hit each other at the same time. So, be careful. And if you're like this, you need to get out of there. You need to move to the side, or whatever you gotta do. But they are behind you, and they can hit you, so be careful. So, throughout the entirety of the animation, your sword can deal damage. So here, I'm gonna do a test on you right now. I'm going to stab, right? And then I'm going to turn at the end of the animation, and it's going to hit him. See that? It's throughout the entirety of the animation, so when it comes, even when it's coming back, it can hit somebody. So let's say you were going to stab them, but you decided not to, and you just moved away. It's going to hit them because throughout the entire animation, it'll still hit them. And if you just swing over here and you look back, it'll still hit their shield. So just keep that in mind, that throughout the entirety of this swing, even when it's coming back, it can register as a hit or as being blocked. And it's very important to know, because if you're fighting somebody, you don't want to hit their shield. You want to get around them and hit them from the back, like at these points. If you're ever fighting somebody and you're like this, well, we're not moving, but if he was moving that way and I stabbed, it would block because of ping, and he was also moving that way. Same thing for right here. If I were to stab him right here, it would be blocked. Now, if I were to stab him right here, it'd probably affect him and probably damage him. Also, the same thing right here. So if you see an opening and you think, oh, my sword can stab right through that, that's probably not going to work. And of course, if you're like this, then you probably won't hit them, because it's just going to hit their shield. And some fighters have learned how to short and long stab, and I can show you how that works. So to short stab, basically, you swing, and while you're swinging, you hold right click or E, and that doesn't swing as far, right? And then, yeah, if you want to swing farther, you kind of do them both. You click right and left click at the same time, and you can swing farther. Now, you do actually block during this, right? So if you're trying to fake somebody out, you're trying to make them think, oh, you're gonna hit them from there, and you go like this, then it won't hit them. But if you were to do that, it would hit them, right? Or that. This does not make it. This barely makes it go any farther. Just like a couple of, like, not even a stud, maybe. Like maybe one stud more, and that's it. So it's long, and it's mainly baity. So if you see someone doing this, they're blocking. They're just trying to get you to stab them while they're doing this, right? And if you fall for it, they'll just get a free hit off of you. So you shouldn't do that. And of course, the short hitting does the same thing. And if someone's like far away, and I'm trying to reach them, I can hit them easier like this than like that. But like I said, it's like not even a stud more. It's honestly not that big of a reach. It's more of a bait. So when you hit somebody, you get stunned, right? And they are free to hit you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Some people have figured out that if you put your shield on your back, it blocks, right? That's completely normal. That blocks. So when your shield's on your back, then you can't get hit. You know, if you do this, you're completely open. And most people they don't know how to do this. You got to do it really quickly in order to do it effectively. So it's not, if you just start playing, it's a good way to bait people if they're like backing away from you, and they're just like running away, and there's not much you can do, and you gotta find a way to open him up. See there, he's open, and I could have hit him. So in this position, it's really easy to just go around, right? If they're probably, you don't have to move at all. If they're probably gonna be like this at you, right? Now you could try to go around here, but that would put you in a deathlock. Most people, or some people, have learned that you can go around and hit them from the side, especially if you're on this side, because they've got a shoulder right there that's popping out, and you can just, well, I didn't hit it, but we're not moving right now, I'm just demonstrating. But the point is that you can hit them easier like this if you're in a strafe. Like you're just constantly moving like that way. Like you're just like this with somebody. And you just wanna get a hit on them. You just jump back. You gotta do it fast though, otherwise it won't work. Let's say I'm the type of person that would swing and then hit their shield and then turn around. Now, here's one problem with this, right? So if you go ahead and swing real quick, if you hit them normally from the back, you're probably going to hit their shield. But if you move your mountain, move a little bit to the left, just a little bit, or a little bit more. Hit me, move a little bit more to the left. There's not much hitbox right here. You can get hit easily if you have your shield on your back. So if somebody does that to you, you can just turn to the left and hit their arm. Aim for their arm, and that will probably hit them. Or if you can recognize when they turn around, you could hit them before they turn around and put their shield on their back. That's one of the major flaws in that. Also, if someone's running away from you like this, let's say you're like there's like two of you. Here, go to the side. There's like two of you, and you're both like here and here. The guy over here could just go over to the left and just hit their arm, and just keep hitting their arm, and there's nothing they can do about it until they turn around and put their shield up. So yeah, don't think of like putting your shield on your back when you're being hit by multiple people and when someone's to your left, because that is a very big weak point, and it's very easy to get hit when you have your shield on your back. But if your shield is on the front, the hitbox is way huger. So go ahead and try to hit me in the arm. No, from like here. See, it will block. Yeah, it's a bigger shield hitbox. Of course, now you can. If I were to do this, it's even easier. And that's about all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Like and sub or gay.